Emmanuel here. I've got some questions. Expecting the Kenyan government to borrow more. Why might someone expect the Kenyan government to continue to try to borrow more? In the financial year 2024-25, the National Treasury projects that it will collect the total revenues of 3.219 billion Kenyan shillings, or 19% of Kenyan GDP. That is just under $30 billion American dollars. This institution believes that the Kenyan government will raise more revenues than it did in financial year 2023-2024. In that fiscal year, actual revenues collected were 3.094 billion shillings, or 20.4% of GDP. The National Treasury holds that increased grants and ordinary revenue will allow the government to meet these new targets. Total expenditures are themselves projected to rise by 7.3%. The government is slated to spend more than it will raise in revenues. This means that the public and the world can expect Kenya to increase its borrowing and increase its debts. Tax regimes that are erratic, narrow, and high in rate are undesirable. A bill is a piece of legislation that is yet to be voted on by Parliament. Once it is voted on, it becomes an act of Parliament. An act of Parliament is law. The Finance Act details what the government is allowed to do under the law to raise funds. The legislative branch has power over the purse. This means that it is empowered to accept a tax regime and the tax regime details where the government will raise its taxes and at what rate these taxes will be raised. The best tax regime is as unintrusive as possible, low, broad in its targets, consistent, and simple in its administration. For example, the Hong Kong tax code is only 276 pages long. This is one simple indication that it exacts a low administrative burden on the taxpayer. Tax regimes that have high tax rates are narrow, complicated, and are changed frequently are unattractive to business interests. The finance bill need not be changed annually. It does not have to be an annual exercise. Furthermore, frequent changes to the tax bill represent instability in the tax environment. Instability in the tax environment is undesirable. Instability does not allow consumers and producers to plan their consumption and production activities. I've been Emmanuel Wa-Kyendo. Thank you.